By September 1916, the First World War had become a brutal stalemate. Across the Western Front, millions of soldiers faced one another from deep trenches, separated by only a few hundred meters of shattered ground. Every major attack claimed thousands of lives, yet neither side could achieve a decisive breakthrough. Between the opposing trenches lay no man's land, a deadly wasteland created by years of constant shelling. Thick mud, tangled barbed wire, and relentless machine gun fire turned every assault into a desperate struggle. Crossing this ground often meant facing almost certain death. British commanders understood that repeating the same tactics would only lead to more casualties. A completely new solution was needed, one capable of breaking through trenches and barbed wire while protecting the men advancing behind it. Behind closed factory doors, British engineers were building a machine unlike anything the world had ever seen. Covered in thick steel armor and fitted with enormous tracks, the Mark I tank was designed to overcome obstacles that had stopped armies for years. Before sunrise on the 15th of September 1916, the Mark I tanks stood ready behind British lines. Their crews knew they were about to take part in an experiment that had never before been attempted in war. Within hours, these slow steel machines would make history. As the first light spread across the battlefield, the order was given. One by one, the Mark I tanks rolled forward, their engines roaring through the morning mist. The age of armored warfare had begun. Slowly, but relentlessly, the tanks crossed ground that had trapped countless soldiers before them. Their heavy tracks flattened barbed wire and climbed over shell craters, opening paths that had once seemed impossible to cross. For the first time in history, infantry advanced behind armored protection. Although the tanks moved slowly, they gave many soldiers renewed confidence as they pushed toward the German positions. Across the battlefield, German soldiers stared in disbelief. They had never seen machines like these before. Emerging from the fog, the strange steel vehicles created confusion and uncertainty among the defenders. The tanks were neither fast nor perfect, but they demonstrated something extraordinary. For the first time, an armored vehicle had crossed the battlefield and reached enemy defenses. Warfare had entered a new era. As the Mark I tanks reached the German front line, they helped British troops move beyond defenses that had resisted countless earlier attacks. Their slow advance showed that trenches and barbed wire were no longer impassable obstacles. But the Mark I was still an experimental machine. Several tanks broke down before reaching their objectives, while others became trapped in deep mud. Mechanical problems quickly reminded everyone that this new weapon still had many weaknesses. Even with these setbacks, the remaining tanks continued supporting the attack. Military commanders began to realize that tanks alone could not win battles. But when working together with infantry, they offered an entirely new tactical advantage. Supported by the tanks, British forces captured several important positions during the battle. Although the advance was limited, it demonstrated that armored vehicles could help overcome defenses that had dominated the Western Front for years. When the battle ended, the Mark I had not won the war. It had not even transformed the battlefield overnight. But those tracks left in the mud marked the beginning of a new era. The age of armored warfare had finally arrived. After the battle, British commanders carefully examined every report. Engineers studied damaged tanks, searching for ways to improve their design. Every success and every failure became a valuable lesson for the future. The Mark I was far from perfect. It was slow, unreliable, and difficult to operate. Yet, the experience gained at Flers-Courcelette helped engineers develop stronger, faster, and more dependable tanks for future battles. Military leaders across Europe watched Britain's experiment with great interest. Although the first tanks had many weaknesses, they had proven one important fact: armored vehicles had a future on the battlefield. The Mark I did not win the First World War, but it changed the way future wars would be fought. Every tank that followed owed something to these slow, experimental machines that first crossed no man's land in 1916. Today, the fields of Flers-Courcelette are peaceful once again. Yet beneath that quiet landscape lies the memory of a battle that changed military history forever. The first tanks proved that innovation could overcome even the deadliest stalemate. If you enjoyed this short, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow Past Portrayed for more incredible World War I stories.